Thank you, gentlemen. I particularly want to compliment both of you as well as Undersecretary McCarthy for the very painstaking effort you put in going through the Army budget line by line to find the savings to fund so many of these critical modernization projects. One doesn't have to agree with every single decision you made, and I suspect there'll be some members of this committee that won't agree with every single decision to realize it was a long overdue project and that it's responding to Congress's long-stated desire to see that we have that kind of effort. So thank you very much for doing that with the Army. General Milley, maybe you'll have a chance to do that for the entire armed forces a few months from now. General Milley, I want to return to something that you said to Senator Wicker. He was asking you about the presence of our troops in Poland and presumably the Baltics as well, and the concept of permanent basing versus rotational forces. And you made a pretty strong case for the advantages of rotational forces over permanent basing. Would that not apply to Germany as well as Poland?
It could, and in fact, we are rotating. We're rotating a brigade right now. As there's 2 brigades in Europe, as you know, the 173rd down in Italy, and then the Stryker Brigade up in Germany. We rotate an armored brigade combat team through Germany right now. So what is permanent, the 2 brigades plus some infrastructure, artillery, some aviation, some command and control. That's what's in Germany today, compared to, say, the Cold War, where we had 300,000 troops or something like that in Germany. So we're sort of doing a combination of both, rotational for the combat units and permanent for the infrastructure. And that's something similar to what I would recommend for any other part of Europe, for that matter. And we're doing it in Korea as well, by the way. Thank
you. Just listening to your response to Senator Wicker, juxtaposed to the announcements in the last few days that Germany is going to slash its defense budget, I thought was pretty telling. And in the end, I don't think we can expect Americans and American soldiers to care more about Germany's security than Germans do. And it's troubling that they're going the opposite direction of so many other of our NATO allies. Secretary Esper, I want to talk about the THAAD missile defense system. Is the Army going to take full ownership of that from the Missile Defense Agency?
Senator, I know that's under consideration. It's being discussed in great detail. I think we could, but what's important is that the budget would come with that if that happens. So we just can't accept the program without all the budget authority to include the research aspects of it as well. So I think that's still being worked, but we don't want to get stuck with a bill.
Yeah, sure. What's the timeline on which you think you might make that decision?
I don't know, Senator. I think it's really an OSD decision, if you will, but we can get back to you on that.
Okay. I'm pleased to see that one of the big modernization lines of effort is long-range precision fires, what we might just call artillery, expanding the range and the lethality of artillery. Could you please explain the concept for the so-called extended range cannon, what it would mean to have a gun that has that kind of range, those kind of firepower to it?
I'll take the first shot and then,
sure,
no pun intended, and then let the chief talk to it. But clearly, as the chairman said up front, when it comes to artillery, system to system, we are outmatched by the Russians. So the extended range cannon artillery, and I was able to go to Yuma, Arizona, and see it shoot, provides us incredible reach. And when we talk about deploying to the Baltics or Poland, when you think about a gun that can shoot around 70-plus kilometers, and we think we can get further, it can be a game changer for us in terms of reach, and more importantly, in terms of deterrence from the get-go. So this is one of the long-range precision fires is the top priority of the 6, and we're moving out at both the tactical, the operational, and the strategic level.
Yeah, I mean, we made it the #1 priority because fires are fundamental to the American way of war, which is all about maneuver warfare. And maneuver warfare is fires with movement in combination equals maneuver. And we have lost a little bit relative to some near-peer adversaries, China, Russia example, with respect to cannon and rocket artillery. So we intend to regain the comparative advantage that we've had, at least in modern history, in that weapon system. And that's really, really important to us. IRCA is one of multiple programs in the entire concept of long-range precision fires that go everywhere from the tactical, the 30 to 40 kilometer range, the 70 for the IRCA, and beyond up to 499 for the limits of the INF, and beyond that for some other systems. So it's an entire suite of capabilities to regain American dominance in the area of long-range fires.
Thank you. One final question. Going to have a lot of vehicles, a lot of aircraft, a lot of guns coming on line in the coming years. General Miller, you and I discussed this before. No soldier wants to write in or shoot an acronym. I hope there's a plan to come up with good names for all these things, like the Bradley and the Abrams.
We were thinking the Inhofe and the Reed,
We'll have,
or maybe the Cotton.
but have to stick with the Inhofe and the Reed. But I do hope that there's going to be cool names for our soldiers to write in and shoot for many years to come, as they've had for so long, not an acronym.